So today we continue on in Matthew chapter 6, and we're going to look at verse 34. Now we just looked at not worrying about material things, not worrying about clothes and food and what you're going to drink and things like that, as Jesus talked about. And then he said this in verse 33, he said, but seek first the kingdom of God, and all these things be added to you. God knows you have need of these things. Then Jesus says in verse 34, he says, don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about tomorrow. There's enough to worry about tomorrow. You got enough on your plate today, and tomorrow will take care of itself. But we love to worry about the possibilities and fret over the possibilities of the future. And a lot of times, it's things that don't even come close to happening. It's kind of like the guy who wants to borrow his neighbor's rake. And he starts thinking, well, he's mad at me. He's going to get mad at me for this and mad at me for that. Before you know it, he works himself up so much, he goes over to his neighbor and says, well, I didn't want to borrow your rake anyway. And his neighbor's like, what? And that's the way we are. We worry about things that are possibilities of happening that don't even come close to happening. And it consumes us, it drags us down, it suffocates us, and we gladly participate. So how do we keep from having that happen? It all comes down into two things. What I do is I make it to where I think about, if it does happen, then I make the best of it. I see how I can turn it around for good. Second, controlling our thought life. Thinking about the current, thinking about the present, and thinking about how I can worry about just today. Considering today. Now we do need to plan. We do need to prepare ourselves. I get that. But to sit there and worry and stew and this might happen and that doesn't happen. What we're doing is we need to put in practice Philippians 4:4-9, where Paul tells us to not worry about anything. Take everything to God. Let God know, Lord, I'm worried about this. He wants us to not worry, so he's going to help us not to worry. Then Paul says, if there's anything good, lovely, honorable, acceptable, think on these things. Bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. What that means is I choose to think about things that are pleasant, good, honorable, godly, righteous, and I choose to not worry about the things that might happen that most times aren't going to happen anyway. Worry is something that suffocates. It will drag you down. And if you get it out of your life, then you're a happier, more productive person for Christ. So today, choose the things you're going to think about, and choose to think about things that are today, and let tomorrow take care of itself. Want to read the whole devotional? Go to the link at the bottom of the page, and we'll see you tomorrow.